Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Now, there are a couple of headlines that I want to talk to you about. One is Chanda Kochhar, the former CEO of ICICI Bank, found guilty for accepting 64 crores bribe in ICICI-Videocon loan case. I want to talk about this important. The second I want to talk to you about is ED files charge sheet against UCO Bank CMD Goel and attaches 106 crores of assets of Mr. Goel, who was the chairman managing director, my apologies, Subodh Goel, chairman managing director of UCO Bank. The third headline that I want to discuss is public sector banks collects around 8,500 crores because common people like you and me didn't maintain minimum balance. Why? Because we didn't have money. We didn't maintain minimum balance. So public sector banks collected around 8,500 crores from us between financial year 2020 to 2024. Three headlines. Let's talk about it. So the first headline that I want to speak to you about is about Chanda Kochhar found guilty of accepting 64 crore bribe in ICICI-Videocon loan case. Now, if you remember, I have done entire editorial interview. I and Akhilesh Bhargav had done a special 1-hour show on this, and we were one of the first to kind of talk about it. I remember those days. So this is something that has been covered in the channel. I'm going to attach all those links. Please do watch those links if you are interested in the details. But I will tell you broadly what had happened is ICICI sanctioned 300 crores of loan to Videocon, and in lieu of it, Videocon paid around 64 crores to a company that belonged to Deepak Kochhar, who's Chanda Kochhar's husband. His company called New Power Renewables Private Limited, that company was paid 64 crores. So it was absolutely quid pro quo. Yahan se loan do, wahan se hum paise denge. So this was the story. Now, the first question I want to ask is, good, you investigated well, you went after Chanda Kochhar and Deepak Kochhar, you found out all the trails, and now even the tribunal agreed to the fact that, the investigation is prim and proper, and they have said that Chanda Kochhar has taken bribe. Very good. Chalo, good. Now, pray tell me, how does our banking work? One CEO of a bank, ICICI Bank is not a chotu bank where there are 100 members, 100 employees, and one chotu bank, one chota CEO, and one. It is not a localized bank. It is one of the largest bank in India. It is one of the largest bank in India, and this particular bank, the CEO just decides to give a company like Videocon 300 crores of loan. One person decides, and the bank gives it. That's it. And that person, that CEO receives 64 crores. You see, there is a board, there are other office bearers, there I'm sure somebody looking after loans, there are somebody sure doing the due diligence, there are lawyers, there are, like I said, directors, board of directors. Nobody knew that such a thing is happening. If nobody knows such a thing is happening, then what kind of a bank is ICICI? What kind of a bank is it? You see, I'm putting my money into this bank called ICICI, and if ICICI is going to, his one CEO can decide to give 300 crores, 600 crores, 1,000 crores to people and take bribes in lieu of that, how safe is my money? The question is, why only Chanda Kochhar? Why are the board of directors not questioned? Why are no other directors questioned? Because those directors, had they raised the flag and said that, listen, they raised the red flag and say, boss, either problem ho raha hai, there is an issue, we do not agree to what the bank is doing, we do not agree to the functioning of the CEO, one could understand. Thanks to a whistleblower that we came to know about it, otherwise kabhi nahi samajhta tha. She would have got that 64 crores, Videocon could have got that 300 crores, possibly 3,000 crores, then 30,000 crores, then 3 lakh crores, for all you know, your money, my money. And we would have never known. We would have never known. And one fine day, somebody would have come and told us, "Arey bank gaya. Gone. Now you are 1,000 rupees, now you'll only get 100 rupees. We can't give you." I suffered it with Punjab and Maharashtra Bank. I know what happened. point is, why was the board of directors not held responsible? Why not with Chanda Kochhar, another board of directors was questioned? Why are they not implicated? Aren't they accomplice? They're getting paid, no? They're getting paid. And what are they coming and doing? Eating tea and biscuits in the board of directors meeting? Don't they question? Why are no employees questioned? You think without senior manager, vice president, loan officers, without their involvement, such a loan can be passed? And they know nothing about it? Malum ich nahi? 64 crores was given as kickback according to the tribunal. 64 crores. Not 1 crore, not 64 rupees. 64 crores was given. Nobody knows. And we say that, wow, Chanda Kochhar, you see how diligently the government is working, how diligently the system is working. We caught Chanda Kochhar. Now, whatever, she will be prosecuted, she will whatever. And we are all happy. Chalo, ho gaya. You see, the problem is, we are talking about symptoms. We are still just figuring out and just trying to cure the symptoms. The problem, the disease remains. We never bothered to check what RBI was doing. You see, RBI is the auditor, no, of all these banks. RBI is the controlling body, no, of all these banks. You have frauds like this. UCO Bank, the next headline that I'm going to come to. UCO Bank, 106 crores of asset was attached of that CMD. 106 crores of asset of a chairman managing director of a public sector bank was attached. And RBI auditor kya ho gaya, malum nahi, dekha nahi. After everything happens, it's like, I used to always say, it's like, police in Hindi films. When the hero bashes up the villain falls on the ground, then comes the police to arrest him. That's exactly what happens here. Everything happens, everything goes wrong. Bank closed, shut, chaos. And then RBI comes and says, okay, now shut down, and we will now discuss, we will debate, and then we will, and the account holder languishes. I had done many editorials about Punjab and Maharashtra Bank. And one of the biggest awards that I got was, when I was doing that editorial. I got a letter from a 86-year-old school teacher. I think she's passed away. She's no more. 86-year-old school teacher wrote to me. And she was talking to me about how she has put her money in Punjab and Maharashtra Bank. And she has no idea. Till yesterday, she was independent. She was a school teacher all her life. She taught children. She was independent. She put her money in that Punjab and Maharashtra Bank. Money went, bank closed. And I don't think in her lifetime she managed to get the money back. I don't think so. I don't know exactly. I don't think. So, a perfectly independent woman who worked her entire life to stay independent, in her last days, lost the money because of a Punjab and Maharashtra Bank. Because some builders and some CEOs and some management, some directors of that bank siphoned off money. And then everything is happening, police and EOW and CBI and RBI, everything is happening. But what was RBI doing? 4 years. 4 years is what these siphoning off were happening. What was RBI doing? RBI audits every year, no? Why didn't you hold RBI responsible? Why was the RBI governor not asked to resign? That 86-year-old woman who paid taxes all her life, that 86-year-old woman who taught thousands of children in this country, who imparted education to this country, that woman died as a broken lady. She died heartbroken because of her, at least in her mind, her hard-earned money was gone. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? End of the day, putting the CEO behind bars and then putting a couple of people behind bars and then they're coming out of bail and all that. Is that going to solve the disease? Constantly, we have been looking at the symptoms. Disease pe koi nahi jata. We don't get deep into it and figure out who are the people, not just from the clerical level, not just the CEO, but right from RBI to possibly the finance ministry. Aren't they responsible? When a train meets an accident, don't we talk and we ask the railway minister to resign? Of course, responsibility is something that we don't see much in this government. That's a different issue. But don't we ask the railway minister to resign? He has to take responsibility. Likewise, when a bank crashes, doesn't the finance minister needs to take responsibility? Doesn't the RBI governor needs to take responsibility? We don't tend to do that. We never ask these questions. And like I said, for the last 3 days, I'm into this accountability series. I'm still continuing to do that. Accountability. Ask questions. Ask the right questions. You will get a progressive government. Your country will progress. You will progress. Your society will progress. Life will progress. And we'll reach our destination of being a successful country. The point is we never bother to do that. Let's talk about the third headline. The third headline, which I told you, the public sector banks have collected 8,500 crores for not maintaining minimum balance in accounts between FY20 to 24. Poor people couldn't maintain minimum balance. Why? Because we didn't have money. We didn't have money. We couldn't maintain that minimum balance, and the public sector bank was very diligent, very clear, and they collected 8,500 crores from us. At one place, the CEO siphons off 64 crores, nobody knows about it. Another place, 106 crores of the CMD's asset of UCO Bank is seized. Nobody knows about it. RBI doesn't know about it. Nobody knows about it. But a poor man, his balance is not maintained, 8,500 crores collected. How fair is this? How fair is this? I want to ask you another question, another very pertaining question, and my last bit. You see, another perspective to all this so-called bank fraud that we are hearing recently. I want to give you a typical situation. And like I speak about common man, I speak about middle class, I speak about MSME. You see, Maharashtra government alone, according to some reports, owes 1 lakh crores. Their dues are 1 lakh crores as of Jan 2025. 1 lakh crores. Now, who is this money due to? A lot of these people are chutta contractors. These contractors win contract from the government of Maharashtra or government of any other state. Why Maharashtra? I'm just taking Maharashtra as a case in point. Government of any other state, he or she wins the contract, pays whatever has to be paid, which we all know. He pays whatever has to be paid. A lot of it he has to pay in advance, which he pays. He raises a bill after completion of job. And in that bill, he has to raise GST and he has to pay GST in 20 days. So he raises the bill, pays GST and then waits. His money doesn't come. How does he run his company? How does he run his house? He goes and takes loan from the bank for working capital because he hopes that somewhere down the line, the government will pay someday. But he waits. His loan turns NPA. And after some time, the bank, because he is not a big man, he is not a man who will dole out money. He is not Videocon who can give the CEO 64 crores. So what happens? The bank takes this paper and says, he's a fraud, bank fraud. The next day, all investigation body jumps in him, including ED, everybody jumps on him. You tell me, where did the problem start? How did he get into this place in the first place? Did we ever talk about it? Was there any discussion? We are so easy to call, he is robber, he is thief, he is fraud, he is looted bank. So easy. Have we ever thought about the genesis of the problem, the actual disease, instead of talking about symptoms? Who started this problem? Governments, to win votes, to win elections, they offer huge welfare schemes. Huge welfare schemes. Then they realize payment करने को पैसा नहीं है. Then who suffers first? The contractor suffers. And when the contractor suffers, he doesn't pay the bank. The bank calls it NPA, goes back to contractor. This problem, when are they going to identify and solve this problem? I genuinely ask the finance minister. These are real issues. What I talk is not from nowhere. These are real issues, and I am sure there will be hundreds of people writing about their experiences. Hundreds of people. These are real issues. When are we going to address these real issues? When are we going to find a solution to these real issues? The day you find a solution to these real issues, the disease will be under control. You may then not find any symptoms. The disease will be under control. Till such time we do not get the disease under control, your symptoms, you can put tables and figures and all of that, but your symptoms will continue. You will find frauds happening every day. You will find defaults happening every day. Your NPA will go on increasing. If you need to find a solution, if you need to solve this problem, and like I said yesterday, I repeat myself. Accountability. Accountability at every level is the first step to this solution. Accountability at every level, right from the clerk to the finance minister. Accountability at every level. Try doing that, and then you see how solutions comes about. That's the point I wanted to make. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.